May 2025, ASC Student Cluster Competition. It's the largest, it's the most difficult, and now, adding to the acclaim, it's at the highest elevation ever. They were telling me that, and I'm saying, well, dudes, Denver, Colorado, Mile High City, heard of it? They had. Did the numbers, Denver's not close. This is much higher. Some people are even affected by the altitude a little bit. I mean, not me, I've got the strength of 10 men, but others, yeah. So we have, and this is so great, this is a couple of years, more than a couple of years in the making. We have a team from South Africa who know their clustering, finally, in the ASC. So let's meet you in this University of Witwatersrand, South Africa, Johannesburg, sort of, I'm going to say you're the Tsinghua and Peking University of South Africa, or for the US, the Harvard/MIT of South Africa, right? Close?
Sure.
Yeah? Yeah, as students there, you're going, oh yeah, that's about right. Maybe a little better, but that's about right. Okay. So let's meet you as individuals. Starting here.
My name is Sophora Kapenga.
Little bit louder.
My name is Sophora. Okay. I am currently working on Gantt. I started yesterday. I've made some
you got here late.
progress. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh yes.
That's
yeah.
right.
I just got here yesterday, so I started yesterday. I made some progress, and I guess I'll see how that goes.
But it's running.
It's running, yes.
And it's scaling.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of it. That's a lot of the battle. Okay. Lily.
My name's Lily.
You may have heard of Lily from previous cluster competitions in South Africa and in Hamburg at the ISC. This is that same Lily.
Yeah, this is my 4th interview with Dan, I think.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be putting together a director's cut DVD edition of the Lily tapes.
Please don't expose me. No.
But people want to see them all. And, it's something to give for Christmas gifts, things like that.
And you know what? I'll send it to the family.
Yeah.
So I'm working on HPL and then HPCG.
How many times have you done HPL and
I've
HPCG?
actually never been the person that's done it at competitions. I always take the complex app and I work on my complex app and that's about it.
Okay.
I've never had an opportunity to do the benchmarks. So this is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, a bit more straightforward.
No, it's very unga bunga. You just you put numbers in and you hope the score goes higher.
Oh, there's an art.
Is there an art?
Yes.
Because I'm reading the guides and the guide's you want a multiple of 2 maybe.
You want to kind of keep to those rules, but you can't put in this number and then put in that number and say that's too much, this is not enough, and interpolate. It's not that simple.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
It's an art.
It's a guessing game, maybe.
Yeah, you narrow it down, then guess. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, I've narrowed it down. Now it's guessing. It's not fun, though. But it's, we live and learn.
Were you promised fun, Lily? When you took your first step on the road to student clustering, did they say that it was all going to be fun and lightness and rainbows?
I'm delusional like that. They all make it seem fun. They're like, I don't know. It's fine.
You'll get jaded and cynical like
I'm jaded and cynical already today.
You're not. You're
2 hours in, I'm jaded, cynical. Let me just say.
Get back to it. Here we go.
My name's Reinhard.
The calm, steady voice on these teams, I've noticed in competitions.
It depends how well we're doing.
Depends on if you have all of your team members there.
Yes, of course. Which luckily now we do.
I know.
So that's great.
One of the few times, like last year.
Yes. But there's always something.
There's always something.
Yeah. My goal is, my job is basically just to look at the loose ends. Also working on DeepSeek together with Tal there. Fixing the bits and bobs that everyone else, but the small pieces. So no clear.
Is it the stuff they don't want to do, or is it the stuff you want to look
That might be a question for them.
Or is it the stuff that you want to make yourself look busy by doing?
I think it's the stuff that like I think I know how to do, but then realize nobody actually knows how to do. And then
I'm gonna take next couple of hours and go through file name conventions just so it's easier for us to see version control. Yeah, let me do that. Good job.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. Funny enough, I was Lily and Reinhard's mentor for the national team coming up, and now I'm working under Reinhard.
Boy, how things change.
I was at the 2023 ISC, and I was the only teammate there.
Yeah.
So this is a really welcome change that all of my teammates
And
are
by
here.
the way, you didn't win.
No. Although assembling a cluster on the competition floor was fun.
One man.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
one
was
man,
interesting.
one cluster. That's the rule.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm working on AlphaFold and FAML.
Okay.
And also I led the cluster setup along with Reinhard. We did the Infiniband setup, the driver setup, that kind of thing.
How'd it go?
Much better than it's ever gone in the past, I will say.
Didn't you
It's
tell
actually
me
working this time.
It was your first try.
Yes,
it
it's the
worked.
first time I've got Infiniband to actually work, which is fantastic.
And the Infiniband people will be so pleased to hear that somebody.
Yeah, it's one of those things that is
Boy,
trivial.
that's what you want to put a brochure
Yeah.
under your picture. Yeah, I
Yes.
made it work for the
It's
first
one-
time ever.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's trivial when you know how it works.
Yes.
But in all honesty, the guides to do it are
No.
not great.
They're written for people that have done it and just need a refresher.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're learning how to do it for the first time, it's non-trivial, for sure.
You should put out a video
Yes.
and cover that stuff.
Yeah,
That
so
would be
it's actually
really
something we're
useful.
interested in working on in the future
Yeah.
through the HPC Ecosystems project. We want to publish a how to set up a cluster for an SEC guide, which would be really cool.
Good idea. Yes, yes. And last but not least, a handsome man.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Stella Patelia. I'm mainly working on optimizing DeepSeek at the moment
Good.
with Reinhard. And also, we'll get to it, but RNA with Lily.
Okay.
Yeah. All of them.
She's bitter. She's going to be way bitter by then. So that's not going to be pleasant.
No, she cooks in RNA, I can,
Okay.
can assure.
Okay.
Yeah. But funny enough, 3 of these members have been my mentors. Somewhat.
Really?
To
Well,
some
yeah, that's
extent.
right. Reinhard, you must have been. Yeah.
And then he helped me also at
Although you
Nationals.
didn't show up, but yeah. But that's right, and that's where I last saw all of you was at the play-in for the national team, the CHPC thing in December, and that's when you coming to ASC sort of became real. Yeah, and you had to raise your own money to get here,
Yeah.
and you did. And the university caught the spirit and helped out too.
Yeah.
And I know I hit every one of my LinkedIn and X contacts. I believe that raised as much as maybe 1,000 rand, which rounds to like $0 in dollars. But yeah, but it helped, and it's a good thing. And are you having a good time?
Yeah. I think I'll just add to that quickly.
Yeah.
I can't speak to the amount of effort that everyone has put in here, but there's been an immense amount of effort just to raise the funds
Yes.
and to get here logistically.
Yeah.
And I'm like super appreciative of everyone who's helped. Like everyone has tried really, really hard. Also the university and
Yes.
especially you helping.
Anything, yeah,
Thank you.
It's good.
Yeah.
And I know Reinhard was an animal working on those flight booking sites. He probably could be a travel agent by now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think Charles is the real travel agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the travel agent because everybody complains.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope that you managed to snag middle seats for everybody.
I took the L. Yeah, I took the middle seat. So
You did.
Yes.
You're what everybody wants to see in the middle seat.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And it's the journey was the journey, right?
Yeah.
But you've been to cluster competitions. This is a little bit different level
good.
of thing.
This is good.
This is what they should be,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because
Organization is on the next level.
it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this competition floor is absolutely stunning.
Isn't
The way
it?
they have the power monitoring is amazing. It is.
Yeah.
This is what ACCs should be.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. and they're not even close. But you're right. And the thing is, I mean, you've got people up and around. I'm looking at the wrong place. We did have judges up there, but you got some media coverage. You saw all the cameras, right? This is a big deal here. I mean, over 350 teams would love to be where you are, right? And you had to work hard and do computer stuff to even get in. I remember the trying to run down the, was it 16-bit bifloat?
Oh, yes.
Just
that was for AlphaFold,
yes,
which requires a certain type of floating precision,
yes,
which the
And
GPUs that
none
we have
other.
in South Africa don't have.
yeah.
We managed to make something work with the GPUs we do have, luckily. But that was, you know, it's one of those things where when you don't have the resources, you make a plan.
There was a fallback. I found a couple of cloud places that would do it. That could
Yes.
do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's good it worked out. And it's too bad your faculty advisor isn't here because he's been very helpful too. Native Chinese speaker,
He's
which I'm
actually right over
gonna
there.
imagine has really helped. And we're gonna bring him in. Come on in behind him. But you have been an immense help.
Thank you so much.
Because it's something I've told every Western team, do whatever you can to get a native Chinese speaker. It will just help you every step of the way. They provide translators, they're great at that. But it's getting through customs, it's where do we go, it's reading the fine print in the instructions and the rules that sometimes doesn't translate perfectly to English.
I think the organizer has done a very, very good work. All the translations are
Oh,
very
good.
precise.
Oh, good. They were the earlier years a little shakier, but they weren't using professionals who had done it before.
Very professional.
What do you think of what they've done here with this whole environment?
Yeah, that's amazing. I must say this is my first time be part of this HPC competitions and the international big ones. I'm also very honored to be invited by our students
Oh, yeah,
to be here and helping. That's my honor.
good. And this, by the way, not to lower your to lower your expectations. The other two are not this good. The next one, ISC, they try hard. They're good people, but there's like 3 of them that do it. This has a team of hundreds. The
Yes.
student volunteers, there's 270 student volunteers alone. And then the company itself has at least 40 or 50. And they put in the time, the effort, the money, and this is how it should be done.
Yes. I also feel in the same way because I'm also at the university. I'm doing some data-intensive research. Nowadays, more and more. But I look at this. Yes, I think this is the future.
And they need these skills.
Yeah.
And the universities, at least in the West, at least in the US, are not teaching them.
Yeah.
You can get a computer science degree in the US and not have to know Linux, not have to learn it. Shocking. But great team.
Yeah.
And have fun. And you've got a shot here, I think. And you decide on what? 4 nodes?
They were going to be called GPUs, but
Wait, no GPUs?
no, we have 2 A100s. So yeah,
You're not bringing enough firepower.
no.
Get another node.
So, yeah, the main consideration of that was the power limit. So, I mean, you can see some of the other teams switch on their nodes and they already hit
That's
the
fine.
4 kilowatts
That's
at idle.
That's okay.
It is
Oh,
okay.
wait a minute. At idle?
At idle, this morning we walked in and the nodes turned on and the one team went straight to 4 kilowatts.
At idle.
At idle.
At boot. Well,
So-
wait
so
a minute.
all of
It's
them that
booting.
are-
It's doing a lot of stuff.
Well, I
But
mean,
no,
most of
that's-
them at
that's
idle.
scary.
Most of them at idle now are already throttled. So
Yes.
our thought was, if we have slightly less power, we can run full boost clocks and not throttle our CPUs and still stay under the power limit.
Okay, but how far under the power limit are you going to be?
Well, just
How much?
one.
Quite a bit, like
That's
400 watts.
that's not good.
yeah.
Well, just with one node running, we were nearly at 3 kilowatts.
That is also true, but
But if you fire the whole thing up with 4
So
nodes,
in the next hour or so, we're going to do a full load test to see just how far we can push it, and then we'll know the actual number. But Yeah,
Not
I think
being
we still stand a good chance.
not being as good as you guys are at this. I'm not, but I would take a hard look at using 5 to get the more memory space to be able to get data and programs and stuff. I would look at 6. I would take out the GPUs and look at 6. That's what some teams are doing. I think that could be the winning strategy because they're forcing you to make this decision.
Yeah.
That's the whole madness behind it. They're forcing you to make the decision and figure it out, which is good, but hard on you because you could argue it either way. But for me, more memory trumps 2 GPUs.
That is true.
That is true.
So that's an argument you have to make amongst yourselves,
Yeah.
right?
It is something we are considering, and there's a lot of thoughts about it.
And you have time. You have today. So,
Yes.
good. But you have everything running. You've got your apps all running.
Yes.
Mostly.
They have run.
Yes, they have run.
Okay. So you've got all your dependencies in there. Okay. Good. Well, great. Well, thank you for the time. We'll come back and visit some more. And good job. This is the big game.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you
did
very
it.
much.
Bye-bye.